Hey guys, welcome back to Tip Tuesday. My name is Matthew Sturkey with Stone Mill Log and Timber Homes. Thanks for joining us this week. We're going to talk about tips for job site access and tips for being ready for the job site inspection. One of the things that we do with Creekside Construction and the installation of the log and timber components is before we start a project, we will send a Creekside representative out to the site to look at the job site access and to look at the site conditions and to look at the foundation and the subfloor and the porch decks and make sure everything matches our plans. So what are some of the tips for job site access and for being ready for that job site inspection? We're going to talk about a few this week, and then we'll continue on in a two-part series next week and talk about tips for being ready for the job site inspection. But job site access tips are going to be specific to the road and the driveway and the culverts and sufficient overhead access. So with the road, you want to make sure you have a nice wide road for a tractor trailer, which is 8 feet in width, something that is going to have minimal turns. Obviously, we understand you're not going to have a straight driveway, but something that is going to be have minimal switchbacks, minimal turns, because with a tractor trailer being 70 to 80 feet in length with that 40-foot trailer, it is going to need a nice straight and wide road to be able to access from the main road to the job site where the house is going to be constructed. So as you can see in some of the pictures that we've got right here, this is a nice open site, compacted gravel driveway, nice and wide with minimal turns for our tractor and trailer to get in and to turn around and to get unloaded, and then for material to be stored at the job site. So this particular image is a really good image of what a nice open site would look like. We certainly understand that not every site is going to be like this, and this is ideal. But you also want to make sure that with site access, where this tractor and trailer comes in off the main road, you want to make sure that your culvert, which is basically the mouth of that driveway, is nice and wide and allows for that tractor and trailer to swing in and turn. So, having a 20-foot width is not sufficient enough for that tractor and trailer to make that turn. So make sure you've got a nice wide culvert that you can swing that tractor and trailer in for us to be able to get access to the driveway to to the building site. So ideally, if you could have 30 to 40 feet in the culvert, that is a great number that allows us access with the tractor trailer. Obviously, if we don't get that and we have a driveway that is narrow and has a lot of turns in it, we're going to work with you to come up with the most economical method to deliver the material to the site. There are times when we might deliver on smaller vehicles, or there's times we might deliver to a neutral site, or we might deliver to your building supply and then they bring the material in, contracted between you and the building supply. So there's lots of different ways to overcome a tight job site. But that is definitely one of the most important things, is the driveway being a nice compacted gravel drive, having minimal turns and avoiding switchbacks at all possible cost, having a nice wide culvert, and then overhead clearance, making sure that there's no overhead trees, tree limbs, power lines. You want to make sure that you have sufficient clearance at least 13'6" to 14 feet, just to avoid any damage to the equipment or damage to the delivery vehicles. So these are just a couple of pictures of a nice open job site. Plenty of space around the site to work either with our crane and the outriggers of the crane or our all-terrain telescoping forklift. And this site is nice and open with minimal trees and a nice wide driveway to be able to access. So this is just some of the many tips for job site inspection readiness and for job site access. We'll talk a little bit more about this same topic next week. Hopefully this has been helpful. Until next week, stay safe and healthy, and we look forward to seeing you here next week for more Tip Tuesday. Take care.